This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Oh, our Irish lady saying hello. Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, you're wearing, you're the only one who doesn't get pinched.
Yeah, I know.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you get pinched.
Yeah.
Someone already wrote pinch me. I don't care because no green on me.
I know, but we're socially distancing, so how can I pinch you guys? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day to also Patty, our senior producer, who is full-blooded Irish, I'm sure. And we love you, Patty. And
I'm sure.
We wish you, Patty Donnelly, that sounds pretty Irish. All right. We hope you have a chance to celebrate safely, maybe enjoy some Irish cuisine like you were talking about, corned beef and cabbage, have a Guinness or a green beer at home with your family. Now, this year, most of the big celebrations and parades in cities like New York, Chicago, Boston, and Philly have been canceled, but some are going virtual. How are you going to celebrate?
You know, it's so crazy because all my life growing up, and I really didn't have that much of a connection to a lot of Irish people growing up, but my dad used to cook corned beef and cabbage every year, and it was like a tradition, but he just adapted it.
Like on St. Patrick's Day?
On St. Patrick's Day, the whole house smelled like corned beef and cabbage.
It's not a good smell.
It isn't a great smell.
It.
But I have a story because I came out the house and my boyfriend was like, what's happening with the way that you're smelling at the time? But I loved it and I would eat it, and I'm going to miss that. That's what I want to say. And to all my Irish friends, now, happy St. Patrick's Day.
My mother-in-law is real Irish, and she always gave me corned beef and cabbage, and this Jew was like, what is this? This is deli. It's good.
It's deli.
What do you think? How are you going to celebrate?
We are actually going to celebrate, and the reason why is because I gave my husband a reading, like an ancestral reading for Valentine's Day. He just did it this past weekend, and this person presented themselves like, okay, keep in mind my husband's family is from Italy and then came to the U.S. in Chicago. But apparently there's this Irish person who kept presenting herself, and so we need to honor whatever or whoever this person is. So we are going to celebrate.
Good for you.
So I brought out some things before I left, and I was like, when we get back, we're going to do this whole thing, because clearly she's
a strong presence.
Very strong.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Good morning to her.
If there's anybody that you can ask about trying things once, it's always Erica.
Always.
Like, just give me the run. It doesn't matter what it is. Erica has done it and will give you whether it's a yes or no.
She's always tried it. She's
Yeah, my new thing is abdominal massage. I'll tell you more about it. It is amazing.
We'll do a segment on that. All right, we are moving on to some incredibly sad news, and I want you all to take a moment here. I know you all have seen this. 8 people are dead, including 6 Asian women, after a shooting rampage at 3 different massage parlors in the Atlanta area. A 21-year-old suspect seen here was arrested last night, this is he, in Connecticut with the shootings after a 3-hour manhunt. Now, new information is coming out today, and we want to keep you up to date. The suspect is speaking with police and indicated he actually has a sexual addiction issue and may have frequented some of these massage parlors in the past and actually wanted to, quote, eliminate temptation. So he was also reportedly on his way to Florida, quote, perhaps to carry out additional shootings. Now, that is according to the mayor of Atlanta. I do want to address, though, the rash of Asian American.
Right.
Let's not skip over that at any point to our Asian brothers and sisters. Erica, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm not skipping over it. I think this is absolutely a tactic, a legal tactic, in order to avoid hate crime charges. That's my opinion. But in the wake of what has become an epidemic of Asian hate and violence against Asian communities, we cannot let this just slide with this explanation. This is a real thing. It comes from all of the tropes and all of the disparaging things that have been said about Asian Americans. And now violence has been lashed out against these groups, and we need to raise our voices and keep the pressure up to let people know that this will not be tolerated.
Yeah, it is an epidemic, and maybe you haven't heard it in the news, but you're going to hear it at DBL. We're not going to let this story go. There is Asian Americans under attack. It is become an epidemic, and whether or not this was the motive, Lindsay, we certainly need to keep our Asian brothers and sisters in the news, and we will keep reporting it. What do you think?
And I just read a quote from the president of the NAACP. They said, please stop saying this shooting isn't racially motivated. It's not only insensitive, but it ignores the very real pain that many Asian Americans are feeling right now. And having Asian friends, you know, I think when we perpetuate that xenophobia that we saw with the last administration, you can't say that it's not directly connected, because they're calling it the Chinese virus, and then people are directly getting attacked. And whether he's saying this is a hate crime or not, I think that there are Asians that feel uncomfortable. And as a black person in America, I think we can relate to that fear of just wanting to walk down the street, do your job at a massage parlor, whatever you're doing, and feeling under attack, you know, just because you're just living your life. And so I think we have to be aware of what's going on. It hasn't gotten the press coverage that it needs to get in the magnitude and those numbers, how they've gone up 150% is insane. And I think that we have to continue talking about it so we don't neglect this entire community.
Yes, and let's just say the Chinese and the Kung Flu, all of that, words matter, and we're seeing that reflected.
Oh, absolutely. And let's not also just gloss over the idea that he has a sexual addiction to further the stereotype that massage parlors owned by Asian Americans.
That's a great point, Erica.
Are about sex.
That's a great point.
I mean, that's something that, like, that's insult to injury to the nth degree.
That's a great point.
It's disgusting.
That's a great point. Also, just so you know, the Cherokee County Sheriff described him as, it was a bad day for him, and this is what he did. It's a very strange way to describe.
Yeah. Yeah, a bad day, you know,
Yeah.
you might yell at your boyfriend.
Yeah, agreed. All right, well, officials say it's too early to say if those shootings, as we said, in the Atlanta area are a hate crime, but hate crimes against Asian Americans, like we said, are on the rise, and we want to educate you. There were nearly 3,800 incidents last year, according to a group that tracks anti-Asian hate. That's nearly up 1,000 from the year prior. Verbal harassment was the most frequent type of discrimination, followed by shunning or avoidance. More than 11% of the incidents were physical assaults. According to the report, Asian women reported hate incidents 2.3 times more than men. And again, when you say, maybe I haven't heard about this, I am very proud of DBL for talking about this now. I will not let this story go. This is going to happen to my black brothers and sisters, my Jewish, my Muslim. We bring it up. Just because they're Asian in some way doesn't mean we delete or keep this quiet. This is a racist problem that's becoming violent.
But the thing that perpetuates is that when we see the worst in America, because we're seeing that these numbers went up after coronavirus became a thing, nobody wants to talk about it, right? This is the worst part of what's going on in our country, and we try to like just graze over it. But this is a big issue, and so I think we have to address it because it's showing us that while we came together during coronavirus and while we were strong and helpful towards each other and we're on the other side of it, fingers crossed, there's still people like this out here doing things like this.
Absolutely, and Joe Biden made that a point in his address to say this needs to stop. Needs to stop. Well, coming up on DBL, Brains and Beauty, former Miss America Nina Davalluri is telling Erica how she turned her historic win into meaningful activism. And it's an all-out social media war between Cardi B and conservative commentator Candace Owens. We'll tell you why they're beefing coming up next. Good Lord. Welcome back to DBL. Big shout out, top of the morning to ya. St. Patrick's Day shout out to our coworkers tuning in from home during the pandemic. We really miss you guys. We can't wait to see you. Well, let's get into this because this story's everywhere. Conservative commentator Candace Owens and rapper Cardi B are having a war of words. let's take you back to tell you the story. It started when Candace took issue with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's performance at the Grammy Awards on Sunday. We've spoken about that. Speaking on Fox News, Candace called the racy performance a, quote, weakening of America and a destruction of American values and American principles. Cardi B hit back by posting allegedly false claims that Candace's brother and Candace's husband had an affair. Candace then posted a tweet saying that she is going to sue Cardi B for throwing out wild lies about her family. Whoa, that escalated quickly. Erica's eyes are fully closed. What is going on? What's your thoughts, Erica?
Well, first, she loves Candace Owens, so she got to share her
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. We will fight right now. We will take off those cute shoes you have on and our earrings.
It's going
and
down.
We will fight.
Okay,
no, I mean, let's be honest. Do we really believe that she believes anything she says or those Twitter fingers tweet?
No.
I mean, do we really believe it?
I don't.
Because, I mean, when it really comes down to it, she's a professional troll, and she's very successful at it. I mean, I will give credit to her on that. Very successful. But she's basically a Piers Morgan with less dignity. Ooh. I mean, when you really talk about it, you are talking about someone who has gained a platform by saying disparaging things about people who look like her. She's dismissed black people, and she's also put lives in jeopardy by doing so. And this is all after she benefited from systems and advocacy from which she now dismisses, all for a check. And I mean, the check must be good. I don't know. I've never been in a contract negotiation from my soul, so I don't know. But I would imagine that the check is really good because, I mean, Lindsay, we know, like, as black women in media, this is the short line to a check. I mean, anyone who's going to get up and say disparaging things about people who look like you in front of people who don't is a fast line to a check. And most of us are going to say no to that. But she said yes. And I mean, I don't get it, but hey, girl, do your thing. I just don't necessarily want to talk about it.
So she's like the more organized version of Stacey Dash.
I was going to say it's like a Stacey Dash.
But because she got her master's, like, Candace Owens is very smart. My cousin went to school with her. Like, this is a very smart woman who understands exactly what she's doing. So it's different when you're having the dialogue with somebody who's just like Stacey Dash, who's an actress who is smart in her own right, but doesn't have the dialogue that Candace Owens has to continue the conversation. No, but the words to continue the conversation and the lies, knowing where you're getting the information from. It's just like when you watch certain primetime shows, they find the right words to make you believe their side of the story. And so Candace Owens is a master at that. I think that as somebody who was very interested in this story, I was watching Cardi B go back and forth with her on Twitter, like line by line last night, just loving it all, because Cardi B is the exact opposite. She came out as herself. She started on Love and Hip Hop. She was on a show where she's like, I'm a former stripper, now I'm a rapper, here's me. And so CBS called her to the table to do her biggest performance of her biggest song from last year. And she's like, listen, I'm doing my hit. CBS, one of the most buttoned up networks out of ABC and NBC, just based on like the last couple of years, really called her up to the table to perform this and then expected not to get this type of pushback. But I actually think they're happy about it because look how much publicity their show has now gotten. We're talking about the conversation into almost the next Friday.
Their ratings dropped by like a gazillion % to have us talking about it the next day after that.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Continuing to, Lindsay, I have a question for you because it seems to me like this is the pendulum swinging way in the other direction after CBS's debacle with Janet Jackson, because that essentially blacklisted her. Les Moonves was called to the table to talk about the fact that he blacklisted her. So the idea that they would have Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion performing all these years later and really benefiting from it, and we haven't really heard from CBS.
Do you think they were trying to like apologize, a restitution to have that on because of the Janet Jackson, to reform their image?
I think they know that nobody's watching TV right now. The ratings are going to be low, just like all other award shows, and they were trying to pull out all the stops. It's just like what people do that run networks. And Les Moonves, I don't believe, is even there anymore, correct? So they're, it's like there's somebody else in leadership. It's like, we got to do this. And the thing is, like, if they wanted to have a discussion with Cardi B, they could have asked her to perform another song. The song, again, wasn't even up for an award. So they intentionally had her there with no connection to the award show and said, perform this song with Megan Thee Stallion that has nothing to do with Megan Thee Stallion's album either. And had her on and then have all this controversy. So I think this is all planned. They want us to talk about it. You got what you want. Candace Owens, you're a fool with it.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
I love it. I'm ending on that. Coming up on DBL, former Miss America, Nina Davuluri. This is great. She made history as the very first woman of South Asian descent to win the crown. And she tells Erica how she's going to use her voice to spread a message of inclusion. Stay tuned for this one.
Welcome back to DBL. Colorism is mistreatment of people with darker skin, often within their race or family. Earlier, I tackled this hot topic with Nina Davuliri, who is also my Instagram sister, because even as Miss America, she's experienced it and is talking about it in our DBL Spotlight.
Miss America is Miss New York.
You were the first South Asian woman to get the crown. So you have been a champion for diversity and social justice in so many ways. I really want to know what colorism means to you and how it differs from racism.
The morning after I won Miss America, I woke up to hundreds of comments. This was, really back in 2014 where Twitter had hit its peak. And I woke up to a lot of xenophobic and racist comments about being a terrorist, being called Miss 7-Eleven, being un-American to win the title. But I think the other part of this conversation that was happening amongst the South Asian community was this conversation, and I woke up to a headline in an Indian newspaper that said, "Is Miss America too dark to be Miss India?" And colorism is something that I have grown up with. And how many more generations do we have to endure this toxic ideology and this hierarchical structure that's been passed down?
I really, really identified with what you were saying. And this isn't just something you talk about. This is your life's mission in a way. You're a filmmaker and you're talking about colorism as a filmmaker. Can you tell us about your documentary?
Oh, look at her. Kali chal kar aa rahi hai. Oh my God, hataओ ना इसको. Like, she's dark. That black girl, she's coming in front. Tell her to go off of the stage.
As a filmmaker, as a storyteller, I think for me, I went into this process of how do I tell these hundreds of human stories, find the common connections and threads, and how can we actively create change from these stories? And so one of the stories that I remember telling as a part of this was there was a girl who was 16 years old. She was being bullied because she was dark-skinned, and she had admitted that she was also close to committing suicide because of the comments and the bullying that she was experiencing. And to hear someone like Meghan Markle come out and speak her truth and be vulnerable and share that, I think that's really a common thread for all of us in the sense that any of us can be that little girl.
Meghan Markle speaking out about the conversation that was had about Archie's skin tone and how dark he might be. By asking what color the child may be, is that inherently a racist question?
I do think it's inherently a racist question in the context that it was asked, specifically for her. But I think also this is something that is very normalized, just wanting to have a lighter skinned baby. And this is the first time that I've genuinely seen in mainstream media where we are speaking about this, we are sharing our stories, and I think that is one of the most impactful things that we can do.
You are doing amazing things in this world, and you have to let us know and come back to give us all the details on your film Complexion.
I absolutely will. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
at Guild.com.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. The Better Business Bureau is warning of new tax identity theft. Now, if you haven't filed your taxes yet, do it now. Because of the pandemic, there are new threats like federal stimulus pay and unemployment scams. If you wait until the April 15th deadline, you're putting yourself at higher risk of fraud. Now, scammers are looking for people who don't file early and are making fake phone calls to get their personal information. Once they do, they can file in your name. It's also happening through email, where people are asking for personal info in exchange for a free gift card. It's not worth it, y'all. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-439-9017 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. Good info, no?
Oof. I mean, you really have to pay attention, especially to your elderly family members, because they are definitely the most at risk. Back in the day, I remember, I mean, Big Mama's been gone for 18 years now, but we had all of her calls forwarded, and we would receive all of her mail because she was being constantly preyed on.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea to go through a security level on that. I got some comments about St. Patrick's Day. Y'all are having fun out there. Claudia says, green beer and corned beef and cabbage. We call it St. Shavin's Patrick's Day. My son's name is Shavin Patrick, and when he was little, he thought this was his day.
That's awesome.
It is your day.
It is your day, sir. George says they will do everything possible to keep it from being a hate crime. This is, of course, about the massage parlor shooting. Heather says, praying for all those who got shot and their family at this time. God, comfort thee and give them peace and hold them in the coming days. Amen. And Cardi B performance. Heather says, they take children's book off the shelf and show this trash.
This is not a shelf of a bookstore.
It's so different.
Why everybody act like Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B asked for Mr. Potato Head to be canceled and books to be taken off shelves?
Everybody is like reaching so far to connect the dots here. And it's like there's no connection. This is an award show with music performances versus like Dr. Seuss books and things that you can buy for your children to read, absorb, and learn from.
And I also want to make this very clear again about Dr. Seuss, because a lot of you wrote me, a lot of you. This came from Dr. Seuss's estate. They felt that it was racist and they evolved. They took the preemptive moves to take it off the shelf. That's not censoring, that's evolving. And that's okay with me, and I think we need to make that clear. It came from the Dr. Seuss estate. It didn't get canceled.
And I know, because I have a young 2-year-old niece, that there are plenty of music videos out there for kids that she watches and learns from, and they sing along with them. So like, if you want your kids absorbing that information, you can find it easily on YouTube for free. So I don't get, well, you don't have to go looking for Cardi B on CBS at 10 p.m.
Or Kids Bop.
Or kids, that's right. All right, goodbye to our coworkers at home. When the pandemic is over, we'll be back together soon. We're new every day, guys. See you same time, same place tomorrow.
Thank you.